Hello, this is Gabby Condi here, and I'm ready to show you about how to use Divi as a front-end builder. Right now I have my website on the front end that we'll be working with today. It's called Art Healing Garden, and right now the pictures are not loaded. There's some content from the site. This is actually from a child theme, and I'm going to show you how the front-end builder works on the front end. From the back end, you can see it looks like this. With the Divi builder. So this can get confusing if you're a beginner. So instead, they created it where you can enable the visual builder on the front end. And it just makes it so much easier to use. All of these areas are laid out in these little blocks. You can easily edit and add an image to. You can change your text right here on the front end and see what you're doing. You can change your buttons. All of these things on your page. So we're going to start at the top up here. And I'm going to show you just a little bit so that you get an idea of how it works. So you want to go to the Edit section settings and the background layer, and I'm under picture right here. So I would click here, and then I don't think I have too much in my media library besides what came with the theme. So I'm going to upload a new file. So the brand board for my site looks like this. And you can see the different colors that I've picked out. So I want something that looks similar to this. It doesn't have to be exact. So I go on Pixabay or any other site that you might want to use. You can get free images from there, or you can get images from other sites for paid. And what I would look for would be something that has some flowers in it, but was also close to the colors that I use in my vision board. So there's tons of ideas on here that I could use, but I want to make this quick, so I'm just going to choose something, and then I can always come back later and change it if I don't like it. I kind of like this because it's very bright, and I want the site to have a bright look to it. So I'm going to try this one and see how it looks. All right, I'm going to move that back over there. Now that I have my file, it's labeled something, so I would want to rename that into something that's suitable for my site, for Art Healing Garden. And that's for SEO purposes for me. So I just named it Art Healing Garden for now. I can always come back and rename it later. So I'm just going to click and drag it over. There it is. And now make sure that it's large and the rest is good. Upload the image and see how quick that was to load it on the site. Now I just want to save it with the check mark. And there it is. It looks great, actually. I'm kind of surprised that it looks so good. And it pretty much matches what my vision board is, my brand board for it. Not too bad. I would say it's not too bad. Might not be the ideal image, but I think I'll go with it for now. So now we want to get rid of this Divi child theme where it says that here. So I'm going to click right here where our module settings are. And then you can see the title right here. It says Divi child theme. So we want to get rid of that and change that to something else. So we can say, this is usually, I guess for now, we could say Art Healing. Whoops, I did something else. I don't know what I did. Okay. I'm going to go back in there. Healing Garden. And then where it says create for creative projects, that would be down here under the body section. So this is, I'm using a child theme again. So this is already set up with the text and the font that this person chose for the child theme. I'm going to change this, but not right this minute. I'm just showing you how the visual builder works. If we were to get into all of that, it could get really complicated really quick. But it's really not. It actually is easy to change. It's right here under design, and you change the text here. But we're going to just keep it simple and go back to our content where we have for creative projects. So Art Healing Garden is definitely for creative projects, yes, but it's also for healing. So what we want to say here is something like, where you can find your way back to yourself. So I'm going to save that. And then I want to edit these buttons. So if you just hover right over the button, you'll see the module settings, which this is a module. And so I'm going to click there. And instead of saying about me, I'm going to say probably shop. And find a project. There. So of course we want to get rid of the lorem ipsum text. So what we want to do, this right here controls this whole box here, and you can see that they're broken into 3 columns. So this is 1, 2, and 3 columns. So you can change the way that these look. You can change these colors on them. You can change other things about these. If you want to change the text, if you hover and you see this gray module settings, that's where you go to change the text. So you would change it here from lorem ipsum to whatever title you want to give it, and then whatever text you want down here. So you can see how easy this is to change. And of course, yes, we can get rid of this Divi logo and put our own logo there. And we can change up the menu. We can't do it on this page, but that's on the back end. It's also pretty easy to change. We can change this quote to something else. We can change this picture. We can get rid of this if we don't want it there, or put something else there. So you can see how easy this is to change all of these things, and to even change the color of this footer down here. We can change this. I think we changed that in a different area though, from what I remember. So I'm just going to change this text to healing, and then I'll put something about healing here. Whoops. Undo. And that's another thing about Divi. If you do something and you want to undo it, you can just undo it right here. How many page builders give you that option? You know, I remember when WordPress never had that option. Boy, was that a pain. And then if you don't want to save any of it, you can just discard all changes. And of course, you can always go back in and redo your page. Like if you have a save point, just like how WordPress works. This is on WordPress. So if you have a save point that you want to go back to, you can click on it and revert the page back to that save point. So it's just so easy to use. I really, really, really enjoy using Divi. And it makes it easy. So once we're done with this, we save it. And then we can look at the changes on the front end. And there it is. Ta-da! Of course, we have to link these and then change some other things about this page, like the text and other things on the page like that. But it's one step closer to where we want to be. You can save your layout to your library, which you can give it a name and say like this is the home page. You can also create a category of home pages if you want to, and just save it to the library. And then if you want to use it on another site, or if you want to use it on another page on your main site, you can always do that. You can download the file and upload it to another site that's right here. You can import it and then upload it here, and it would replace all of the existing content and then be the same page. You can also check out all of the layout packs. These are all from Divi. They make great websites. I really like their restaurant themes for some reason. This is their main page of a restaurant layout. You can view the demo before you add it to your website. And it looks great. See how it has the animation already built in? The menu and reviews. It's awesome. And then they have other layouts that you can use. They have the whole website here, actually. You can have the about page already done, blog, contact, gallery for your food, landing page, shop, team. And it's not just limited to restaurants. There's an agency theme. There's an LMS for learning. There's a coffee shop, fashion, and you can use these for anything. I actually used the calligraphy theme. Where is that? Here it is. I like the way that it used graphic, like art and graphic design. So I used it and I changed it a little bit from the images, but it's really not much of a variation from this theme. And it looks awesome. You can also have it for your blog, for the classes page with workshops, contacts, services. And you don't have to keep all of these elements in here. If these ink splats and ABC are not for you, you can delete those. And you can add something else, or you can just have it be minimal looking, or you can add a picture back here and that would be your main focal point. So there's all kinds of things you can do with this. With each of these layouts, I just suggest that you find one that you really want to use, or you really like the way that it looks, and then you work from there. So for instance, this juice shop, you could just replace the background image and then come up with a title and text here. And they have a nice shop page on this too. I think we can go right to it. Yeah, here it is. So here's the shop page. They have a nice looking layout for that. So you could use this for just about any type of shop that you have. And it's already made. It's already a great layout. You don't have to think through things. You just put it up there and change the images and change your content. And you edit it on the front end right here. So it makes it so much easier to see what you're doing while you're doing it, right? To do it while you're seeing it. So I hope you'll check Divi out. It's really a great deal. They have the pricing for lifetime access. Yep, they still have lifetime access. I mean, that is a good deal. You just pay this one time and that's it. You got it for life. You get all of the updates, support. I've never had to ask for their support. I mean, it's always, ever since I've used Divi I've been using for about, I want to say at least 5 years now. 4 or 5 years, maybe even 6 years. I think it's been about 5 years. Between 4 to 5 years now that I've been using Divi, and I finally purchased, I had paid yearly access for a couple of years, just to make sure that I wanted to keep it. And then one year they offered lifetime access for a really great deal around their Christmas specials. And I said, okay, yeah, I can see they're going to stick with Divi, and it's not just a flash in the pan, theme. They're going to stick with it. They're making it into a business. They're really having a community around Divi. So yes, I'm going to invest and get the lifetime access, and I did. And I am so happy with it because I use it on all of my sites. I've looked at other themes to change. I used to use Optimize Press. It was really complicated and limited as far as what I could do with design. I looked at some other themes that are out there, and they mostly want to have either a subscription payment or they're themes that you can get on different marketplaces that are just not easy to use. And I've used those before too, and a lot of them have shortcodes, and it just makes it so difficult to use. With Divi, you get a drag and drop builder. You get a builder you can use right here on the front end, and it just makes it so much easier to use. And I've not ever really had an issue with needing support or anything like that. I've always been able to use Divi, and it works great. So I hope you'll check it out, and if you have any questions, you can let me know. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you create with Divi.